At about 16, I was treasurer for the school fund, athletic funds. So I came home with some money, and well, I didn't have any, so I started spending the money from the fund. And my father found it out, and he said, "You should not do that. You should keep that separate and not touch it." So I got the word, and I kept it separate and wouldn't touch it.
One of the earliest things I remember is when I was a kid, he brought home 2 Dutch sailors who were in port for some reason, and he brought them home for dinner because they didn't have anywhere else to go.
He's been doing good for people ever since I can remember, from starting the Kirk rehabilitation for children, crippled children, to things like planting trees on the side of the road, going to Frederick College on Sundays. And I know that very well because he took me and I had to dig the holes, and I wasn't real happy about it.
Well, he finished up at Virginia Tech in 1937 and went to MCV and did medical school there, and he was ready to start residency, and then World War II interrupted. And so after he finished at MCV, he did his internship at Walter Reed Army Hospital. I believe that in the process of going into the military, he was stationed at Carlisle Barracks up in Pennsylvania, and I believe that's where he met Mrs. Kirk.
I guess this is Cologne.
Well, he was a doctor when he was in the Army, and he's told me a lot of stories. I think the one that sticks the most is he was with a group. It was the first medical group that went to the concentration camps, and he tells the story on how the first day so many died, and the second day so many less died, and eventually they stabilized the population at the concentration camp, saved a lot of lives.
960 bad patients. These people were deathly ill. They had diarrhea, and they had starving to death, and they were just sick. And the first 24 hours, 36 of them died from starvation mainly, and the next 24 hours, 24 died. Next 24 hours, 18 died. So the next 24 hours, none died.
He was the first orthopedic surgeon in Portsmouth. He had a little office on Fort Lane. He and Dr. Kunkel had an office there. And, he pretty much would treat anybody that came in that needed treatment, and without whether they could pay or not.
Well, I think he's had a great impact. People have known Dr. Kirk for 50 or 60 years, and you go anywhere in Portsmouth and you tell them that you know Dr. Kirk, and they say, "He fixed my mother, he fixed my mother's hip, he fixed my leg, he fixed this or that, or he saved my life even." Everybody in Portsmouth for a long time has known him because of the good he's done.
My dad would come up with very innovative things when he was in surgery. If he didn't have the right equipment, he would devise whatever he needed to do whatever it was he was doing. So he was very innovative in that respect.
He always had something going, and if it wasn't devising something to improve his profession, he was always doing something. He couldn't sit still. I've been to his house, been fortunate enough to been to his house. He's built furniture from scratch. He painted bedroom scenes, the Walt Disney scenes on all the children's bedrooms. He had done some medical mission work in Afghanistan, and some of the time off that he had he walked through a bazaar, and in the process of looking in the bazaar, he saw this little young lad working on semi-precious stones, and he figured, well, maybe if a child can do it, I can do it. He's donated a huge topaz to Virginia Tech. He donated a huge aquamarine to ODU, which he cut from scratch, polished, and it's beautiful.
When his children have been educated and seem to be doing all right, since they don't need anything, I can give to others.
Both of my parents instilled in us honesty and integrity. And I think as long as you are honest and have integrity about what you do, that you will do well in life.
You don't know, but when you grow up and you have parents that do the right thing and are honest and hardworking, it is instilled in you, and you automatically know what the right thing is to do. And that's what they've given me, which I think is a great gift.
He, since I can remember, has been the doctor for one of the football teams in Portsmouth and has continued to do that. Even today he goes to the Norcom High School football games, and one of the doctors that goes there mentioned that all the kids know him, and they you know, he'll give them advice about how to play the football game or how to do this or how to do that, and they listen to him. I think everybody in Portsmouth probably has been touched in one way or another by things that he's done.
He's just a wonderful person, and everybody knows that, including me and my family. We love him.
Makes me happy to have something like this, which you don't expect. It's a good finale to a long life.